Indiana and Dallas will match up in the season opener tonight. It's our first look at the Wings. Caitlin and Fever fans are eager to see her in this building as Cunningham misses on a three, but Fernandez, first year with the Wings after 25. From moving from the college game here to the pros. And here's Sophie Cunningham. 13 points, knocked down 3 3-pointers.
Yeah, and early. I mean, it was from Sophie Cunningham being a part of the core group in this team last year, really before she went down.
This is Dallas's first preseason game, which means these are the first minutes for AZ Fudd, and Indiana turns it over. Atlanta Smith, a key newcomer here for Dallas. And there's Fudd.
Details and recognizing where the defense is at.
Here's Clark, the hesitation. Clark on the drive, bounces inside. Anna, second in this current stop. She was the Fever head coach. Billing switches on to Beckers. Scoring rookie season last year. As Clark gets by Beckers and gets to the 109 in New York on offense. Not much concern for the Fever offense here headed into 2026, but on the defense, Fever's run last year, they took Vegas to overtime in that decisive Game 5 to go to the finals. Wonderfully for Indiana. Clark feet inside, that pass was deflected, and it'll Caitlin Clark back on the floor.
Yes, it is. And again, a lot of shoes were filled last year.
Catch it, shoot!
Clark just on the inbound, ready to go. Good.
Preseason game, but there is a great crowd in this building, and you could just feel what has been about 10. We are used to seeing this building full during the regular season, and of course, here's on Clark. This will be a matchup we'll be watching for years to come. Billing steps through, big shot. And Smith struggled to pull it down, and it's Clark who sets sail for the other end. That's 7 in a row for Caitlin Clark. Has gotten it done in different areas of the floor. Sims and Mitchell shared the backcourt a year ago. This must be a little surreal.
Players back who might not have made it during training camp and just found a way.
Beckers leans in and the bank. Clark steps back and misses on a Cunningham, and that time Beckers took it away. She'll fire ahead, and it's Segrist on the other end.
Defense, offensively, mistake or no mistake, you want to see if you can get it back there.
Mitchell turns on the lot of the league will have to go through this year, which is that backcourt of Clark and Mitchell.
It's a great point. I mean, it's especially in this league, of course, you know, this is the best league.
In the first time to a really nice applause here at Cambridge Fieldhouse.
Just about to say that. I mean,
AZ Fudd switched on to Cunningham. Smith feet inside and found a wide open Becker. Just got too far underneath. Great ball. And now it's Allen running the floor and laying it in. Yep. Rolling Smith into the corner. Fudd, extra pass. Beckers whips it inside.
Get it all over the ball.
Raven Johnson shined in her preseason debut. Here's Mitchell with the...
Every single year. We saw it all last year, and coming back already is a good sign.
Smith inside for a lead for Kurt Miller in the Wings. Co-defensive player of the year a season ago. Hines Allen into traffic. So Clark with 7 early points. Played just 4 minutes in that opening stint. Paige back home. People will have one more on Saturday against the Nigerian national team as Miras Dantas. Okay. But the point still stands, and the activity in the...
Of course, her defensive presence.
Lee backing in, puts on the moves, pretty elected and stolen. And now Clark's pass is deflected and stolen herself, and it falls right into the hands. Forced 5 turnovers here in about 6 minutes of play. As Isaiah James, who just checked
for the offensive boards.
Dantas shovels. Here's Shatori Walker-Kimbrough in the WNBA. A late in free agency signing, but she had a very strong... Isha Clark on the floor for Dallas. She'll provide a lot of that role for the Wings. Put the Fever into the penalty. Dallas to the free throw line.
Have on the defensive end.
Lee Giroux to the foul line. So she's got great footwork.
Yeah.
And a really polished low post game.
Right, and there's so much, you know, attention down there. There's a lot of bodies, hands in the
fifth foul. So both teams into the penalty. Isaiah James for one of the league's best free throw shooters. And clubbing for a healthy 2025. I think the whole league is really for her as Becker steps in and drills a three.
Those eyes are at the rim, saying she can make something work.
Clark over the shoulder. Billings. Young stars in this game, but those are the two headliners. Clark with 9, Beckers with 8. The two gets free. Clark dancing, has the size advantage, tries to use it, draws the foul.
Be a defender looking at her dead in her eyes for the duration of time that she's on the floor, and going to take her to that next level.
She was a part of Team USA basketball, but really to get back on the floor and a tune-up for the WNBA season. As Clark puts on the brakes, blows by Allen, finds Billings who connects. Well, Dallas hoping for another step forward from another high draft pick. Here's Segrist on the roll. And they'll call
overseas, played something unrivaled as well, and she's been able to really elevate her game.
And led the nation in scoring her senior year. 3rd pick in 2023. You know, we spent so much time focused. Clark with 11 first quarter points on a crossover. Clark feed inside. It's Hines out. 7 different Fever players have scored here in the first quarter. Jane in the first quarter. Billings rolling. Walker Kimbrough, extra pass. Clark, bullseye.
There, you gotta respect where the ball is at, but you can't leave her open.
Floor, she's been great right out of the gates. Hines Allen got to get it up. Didn't get it up. Bank shot that she possesses. Both teams with that 9 in that first quarter. Beckers with 8. Here is Smith working in the post. Bank shot too strong. Mitchell stepping back and can't connect. Beckers finds Segrist, who hits a 3.
He gets to her spots, is not the fastest, but sufficient.
Here's Clark on the drive and draws 10 points.
Wow.
As she has caught fire, 4 of 4 from the field. A couple of 3 steps forward this year. Another #1 overall pick into the mix. Another year for needed as well. Jose Fernandez said he came in, he was brought here to win. This is a developed
Clark. I mean, I love. I mean, she has a championship mindset. She's won in multiple places. She's a leader.
Clark, the switch on to Segrist, lobs inside, and Hines Allen shuffled her feet. 5, impressive guard out of NC State. Here is James, right on cue, pulls up, gets it to...
Knowing where the rim is at, and that was by no means an easy layup. She made it look easy.
Away by James. Beckers, beautiful pass. And even off a made bucket, you've got to be ready. As Billings had her pass knocked away. Mitchell led the league in 3-pointers made a year ago. There's Becker's 3rd of the first.
Huge developmental piece to this young Wings team.
And kind of quietly because of the year. It's a 15-2 run by Dallas, but Mitchell themselves down 7. And a blocking foul. They're going to say Hines Allen was in the... Segrist working on Hines Allen. Difficult shot.
11 from the 3 where the Wings are right now, shooting at a great percentage.
3.5 minutes into the second. Sims stays on the attack and draws the foul.
Seems like the Wings just needed that first 10 minutes to get warmed up in a sense. Even prior to being with the Indiana Fever team, but coming in, you know, that's exactly what.
I see Sims here back in Dallas as Caitlin Clark played 128 games between Dallas and Tulsa.
So again, and those 50-50 balls clearly are going in the way with the Wings right now.
58% from the 3-point line. Clark got too far underneath. Good point guard. Rookie out of South Carolina has been so confident here so far. Look at the vision. I can. She's been very complimentary of Caitlin Clark.
A sponge asking questions. According to her Instagram, we call her Hollywood.
Onto soft. Sims crossing over, leans in, and banks it home. Mitchell off the Dantas screen, all sorts of room. A case. Simpson, shot clock down to 5, and a whistle. And sign up for free today. The deflection into the hands of Mitchell. It's 4-on-3. Mitchell puts on the break. Here is Dantas. Now Beckers with room to roam, hangs and finishes. Indiana's 8th turnover. Fever have just 7 points here in 6 second quarter.
Or even opportunities to get rebounds on the offensive end.
Johnson on the attack, shot off the mark.
Looking to go get a bucket.
Oh, and Beckers unescorted to the ring. White deploys the minutes here tonight. Clark has played 11 minutes as Mitchell steps back, and this is already played in one. The Fever have 3, and Dallas has 2. Here's Lee with great position in the second quarter. That is 79%.
Wow.
He's doing a nice job of getting back defensively. Here's Isaiah James, 3-on-1, and Sims finishing.
On the defensive end, the Dallas Wings are just keeping that ball to one side.
Now to see Sims out. A couple of former Fever point guards. Lee inside for Beckers, turns, fades, fires, and
buckets in the first 20 minutes. Not even 20 minutes, sorry.
Johnson gets deep.
Over as that help side came pretty quickly.
Raven Johnson. Lee extending to the three-point line. Clark on the handoff for Billings, and she's fouled again. Caitlin Clark State Farm commercial as she's at the foul line. 1 of 2 are in the penalty like this.
Yep.
Final 2 minutes left in the first half. Dallas leading Indiana by 18.
That's huge. It's coming from all cylinders.
Clark bouncing, Hines Allen rolling into traffic and draws the... Aisha Hines Allen won a championship when she was in Washington and did... And there's Johnson, denial in her 4th steal. Lob ahead, Timpson running in.
I want to see.
Stephanie White won't love her team's first half defense.
Should be studied. I think her being so active, her trying to get in there, to a lot of passion.
Alana Smith in the second. Clark through the hands of Timpson. And Dallas gives it right back. Clark on the shot fake. She'll kick out. Walker Kimbrough. Oh, it spins.
Get the shot or the rebound. They're looking to see where their man is at. And
Smith, Timpson can't get it to go. Hines Allen the rebound, and there's a foul. Rebound with a couple seconds left. Maybe give you a couple points before you hit halftime.
Yep. Bring caliber experience. Get in there and see what they can do. Dallas Wings, 36 points. I loved how they were able to really get in there. This isn't quite there. They're taking advantage of it.
Allen shoveling to Mitchell, who had it hacked away, and Indiana turns it over on their first position. Indiana with just 9 first half rebounds. Part of that, haven't had much to rebound. Dallas hasn't missed very often.
It's good.
Zegras was electric in that first half. And Zegras to where the bank shots.
Post to block it, let alone guards.
Clark looking back door. Oh, where only Mitchell could get it. He was never open.
Kelsey Mitchell is back and booming as if it's never left.
Cross-court pass, it's dangerous, and Cunningham knocked it away. This has to be perfect or it's a turnover. And it's 2 points for Kelsey Mitchell. But off balance, off the mark. Hines Allen has 5 of Indiana's 10 rebounds. And they'll go back to her again.
There it is. Wow.
Connections for Indiana as the Fever look to work their way back into this one. They got to get some stops, though. Dallas offense just continues to hum. Beckers missing on a 3-ball. She thought she was fouled. Drive goes behind the back. Hines Allen back here for Clark. She will launch, draws the foul, and will shoot 3 free throws. Signed to the sideline, but you could forgive Fever fans, the training staff, really anybody, for holding their breath. Okay.
And then here's the foul, that landing space, little hard hit, nothing intentional, but a little overzealous on that closeout and didn't give enough space.
Clark will take her 11th, 12th, and 13th free throws here. She has 20 points on just 6 shot attempts. Now 10 of 12.
6 shots, 4 of 6, 2 of 3 from the 3-point line. And like you said, 11 for 13.
Reason to push in the preseason. Stephanie White talked about that yesterday at practice as Mitchell carves out some space. Team on the floor here for both Indiana and Dallas 10 days from now. To find a home here in Dallas after playing 18 games last year. Mitchell pulls up and can't get the roll. It's as well. Those two play give and go. Oh, beautiful backdoor find. It's Fanka Mengiatu to the rookie. Easy Fudd. Jessica Timmons, rookie out of Alabama, getting her first minutes. Hines Allen off the mark on a three. Preston, her preseason opener in New York, has really deep range and is fighting in one of those developmental spots on the roster as
being more and more aggressive as she continues to play.
Hines Allen into the corner, all off the top of the backboard from Timmons. That was a really nice find for 8th among forwards in assists per game last year. Wow. Seager steps back, difficult look, defended well there by Hines Allen, who pulls down the rebound. Some great preseason basketball here so far. Not to called for steps.
And, you know, we keep on saying preseason super competitive, so got to come out ready to go.
Contact on the handoff as Timmons the switch on to Berger. Shot clock down to 5. Here is Fudd on the drive, the kick out, and Berger hits a three.
Her bag as she's progressed in this league.
Dantis launches and can't connect. Dallas has hit 8 threes, Indiana just 2, and they have both come from Clark. And Mengiatu, deep position, couldn't finish. Acrobatic shot would not fall from James.
A roster spot, you know, it's so important to bring that energy, bring that effort, and then also
with a lower leg injury. A couple more roster spots open up, which is key both for players and teams. As James draws the foul, will help with it as well because you can now carry 14 players.
Right.
And where the Fever were trying to sign free agents last year in some situations.
Huge, right? I mean, you get the conditioning factor, you know the plays, you've been around the team, so you know the chemistry, and you know you're going to keep on 12 teams, 12 roster spots, that's it, that's all. And they've just done a beautiful master job of expanding that as it continues to grow.
Expansion teams a year ago.
Sell out every single game.
Walker Kimbrough jumps into the passing lane, comes up with the steal, and Trailer finishes. This time it's Johnson, her 5th steal. It's nearly had it poked away, did a good job to regain possession. Timmons ducks in and finishes with a foul.
Right, their teammates.
And Timpson gets the roll on the free throw. They've got 12 active. Megan McConnell, the only one who has not gotten on the floor here yet. Bud pulls up. That shot's
pop. I mean, if you were looking in the dictionary for stop and pop, I'm pretty sure you would see her name. She does it at such a high level.
Whistle off the ball.
In Saturday's meeting with the New York Liberty. Doing some really good things over in Brazil where
she has come here and really loved every minute since she has stepped on this floor, put on a Fever perspective, ownership perspective, have really invested in this franchise. There is a massive, gorgeous new practice. Maybe one of the tops, if not the best facilities in all the WNBA. Siegrist off balance, can't finish. Lee we close out the 3rd quarter. That's Maddie Siegrist for Dallas. Walker Kimbrough. Perspective for this to work for her here like it has for TJ in the NBA. Walker Kimbrough off balance.
That's last year of hard work. You know, it's one of those things that you're not always born with it. You got to develop it like a muscle. So
Isaiah James on the drive, defended well by Billings. Lee pulls down the 10.
First, second.
Getting ready for the 35th and 36th free throw attempt here for the Indians.
For us to learn will be our players like Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell done for the night. Clark has played 16 against New York on Saturday, so you can see that being end of the line here. It is the preseason.
It's one of those things where, of course, Anytime you step on the floor, you May 9th is what's going to matter right back here against the exact same team.
You see numerous key players, fairly significant injury back in February, but she has been taking part in practice. And look, she's Leah Boston, an all-star for her 3rd season. Here's McConnell on the drive, couldn't finish. Billings the offensive rebound, feed for Timmons, inside traffic, a triple team, gets it up and draws the foul.
The wings, so many hands, bodies swarming Timpson.
And Timpson knocks down the first.
In this game, shot attempts on both sides as Timpson doesn't convert on that one. 36, 37 free throw attempts, but 8 for 19 on the three-point line for Dallas as they've been able to shoot the lights out.
Timpson now into double figures. She's got 10. Siegrist able to roll it in. Tight quarters. Will take us through 3. Dallas got up by 23. They lead by 12 here after 3. Underway here from Indianapolis. The Fever on a 13-2 run to close the 3rd. Johnson, trailer, hits a 3.
Nice. Now that's basketball right to but that was beautiful.
Fever back within single digits here. Allen has it spin out. Another offensive rebound. That won't go for Dallas. Siegrist, Allen, extra pass. James shot fakes the 3. Darts inside and flips it home. She's been an all-star for 3 years.
Yeah.
Fever, who are minus 16 on the glass. Goes without saying, they're missing her presence. Okay, on a trailer.
I like her confidence, get it done on the defensive end as well. Again, there's stuff that's on the line. See if she can make a play.
A blocking foul is the call. That was a
Got the crowd twirling their fingers for a for a review.
And kind of quietly, Isaiah James has put together a really nice preseason open. Trailer's been hot here in the 4th. Kick out, Johnson. Defense there by Trailer, cut off the back door. Lob inside, it's anybody's ball. Trailer knocked it away, and that's going to be a foul on Siegrist. Well,
outside and plays just like that, getting it done. Sacrificing the body was those things that set you apart.
It's been a tough night for the Fever from 3, unless your name is Caitlin Clark. She's 2 of 3. The rest of the Fever are 2 of 13.
To that.
I know you grew up in this arena watching the Fever, probably from about that age.
For Indiana basketball, but for the state in its totality, and a young girl coming up watching that.
A nice career over in Europe, and we're lucky to have her here on the broadcast team.
Thanks for having me.
These players are certainly trying to impress their own teams, but all WNBA teams are watching here, all 15 of them.
And then the offense, of course, has been fantastic for the Wings, but defense has been electric as it.
Offensive foul, number 28, Lee Giroux.
Lee Giroux is called for the foul. Opportunity for the front office to get a read on players in game action. Timmons working through a double team, gets it up, but I'll tell you, she is just...
See a lot and see the game from different perspective. Not only be coached by this coaching staff, but had her vet.
1 of 2 from the line for Timpson. This is as close as it has been since the 7-12 mark of the 2nd quarter. And how about show here? 17 points for James. Dantas can't answer with a 3. That's off of Indiana lap. Allen working off the double screen. 6 minutes to play here from it. Timmons finds some space and hits.
Silky smooth.
17-point night. Here's Berger spinning into traffic. Beautiful find. Van Kamengiadu. Fever have fought their way back into this one, but Dallas has had just enough to keep the Fever, at least so far, from seriously threatened. Dallas has quite the young core.
Yeah.
And there really are a lot of parallels between how these two teams have been built. Lynn Dunn.
And these
Look at Trailer battling. Oh, they'll get her with a foul. This has been a fun matchup. You're a young player trying to make an impression,
Very
you know?
true. Yeah.
Timpson with the deflection finds its way to C. Weaver just 4 of 20 from the three-point line. Clark has 2 of those 4. And a finish through trap. And Ellis has gone back up 13. Drives into Fancam Mengiadu. Dantis wide open and can't get the bounce. She's clearly working off on the three-point line here tonight. Berger left alone. With a 3 earlier, that one won't fall. Trailer finds some space. Fancam Mengiadu with the finish. And Allen on the find. A good position down there in the post. Connell down there in the thick of things. And Segrist wins the tip. Coaches will tell you, especially in the preseason, if it's players that are still trying to acclimate themselves.
That's good. I agree. And the coaches that I had growing up, they saw it all one and the same, so I didn't get that same grace.
Hawker Kimbrough switched on to Fancam Mengiadu. Now it's Segrist on the defensive assignment. Crossover. Deanna has gone, pulls it away from Dantis. Never saw her coming. Akakwo can't hit a 3. That's another offensive rebound for Dallas. Don't have Aaliyah Boston.
That's a good idea.
But it's been a problem here tonight.
You got to be able to stay on that defensive board.
There's Dantis with a bank shots. To your point, Dallas has taken 9 more shots than Indy. Could start a starting 5 if Billings is at the 4 as Segrist hangs. Walker Kimbrough thought she maybe got a jump ball there, but Segrist did enough. Stephanie White says she loves about this roster the front office has given her the versatility. They can go big. Timpson's another player that they can go small and kind of spray the floor with shooters.
Bunch of different opportunities there for players to adjust, but then have to be adjusted too.
Walker Kimbrough crossing over. That's her spots. NBA shine. That first half certainly did not feel like a preseason game. Both coaches got to go deeper into their lives. As a WNBA coach, at least in the preseason, won't technically count until he gets to the regular season, but his first time on